John Adams said, "Liberty cannot be preserved without a general knowledge among the people." End quote. Generations have passed through our schools without gaining an accurate understanding of the principles of liberty from which we have descended. Consequently, it has proved quite easy to erode the people's liberty. However, our liberties have not been alone in their decline. The demise of another foundational stone has coincided with a decline in liberty, and that being Christian expression and affirmation. Thomas Jefferson was not the most religious of the founders, yet even he understood the connection of the biblical origin of our liberties and their maintenance. He said, "And can the liberties of a nation be thought secure when we have removed their only firm basis? And that is a conviction in the minds of the people that these liberties are the gift of God." End quote. Secular progressives have expunged our Christian history and heritage from the textbooks. Progressives bristle at the notion of Christianity underpinning the success of our republic, but the truth remains. As Patrick Henry stated, it cannot be emphasized too strongly or too often that this great nation was founded not by religionists, but by Christians. Not on religion, but on the gospel of Jesus Christ. Perhaps a future video will examine the opinion of John Adams, the second president, who wrote in a letter to Jefferson on June 28, 1813. Adams wrote, "The general principles on which the founders achieved independence were the general principles of Christianity." James Madison added, "The future and success of America is not in this Constitution, but in the laws of God upon which this Constitution is founded." Christianity at its core demands a respect for others and fosters peace by its commandments. The Bible forms the basis of our law. "Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not covet, thou shalt not bear false witness, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself." Christianity creates an atmosphere where liberty is made possible by regenerating fallen man. Liberals have made a largely successful assault on Christian expression in the public sphere. As a result, too many of our citizens accept government intrusion. Our perception has grown dim, having forgotten what liberty actually is, a gift from God. There is a struggle for the very survival of self-determination for the individual. It exists between those who believe each individual has the God-given right to the use of their life, liberty, and property, versus those who believe that man, in the form of government, has the legitimate authority to direct the lives of others. A successful defense of individual rights will largely be fought by those citizens who understand the role of the Christian God in America's founding. What then does it mean to be an American? Historically speaking, it means a recognition of your creation by God, that you were designed by God to live in an environment of liberty. It means that you are free to pursue prosperity in an arena of freedom, with an understanding that the Constitution is present to safeguard your individual liberties. Our Constitution is the greatest governing document of all time, precisely because it limits the power of government. America ranks as the greatest nation in history precisely because of the recognition that individual liberty was given to us by our Creator and protected by our Constitution. As an American, you are privileged to take part in the world's most successful laboratory of human behavior. Ronald Reagan described America's uniqueness this way, quote, "The culmination of men's dreams for 6,000 years were formalized with the Constitution. Probably the most unique document ever drawn in the long history of man's relation to man. I know there have been other constitutions. Most of them, even the one of the Soviet Union, contains many of the same guarantees as our own Constitution, and still there is a difference." He went on to say, "The difference is so subtle that we often overlook it, but it is so great that it tells the whole story. Those other constitutions say government grants you these rights, and ours says You are born with these rights. They are yours by the grace of God, and no government on earth can take them from you. Thank you.